In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the most important places to loot on Streets of Tarkov. Okay, so as every loot run goes, what you're going to be looting around the map kind of just depends on where you spawn. So what you want to do for this area, this is actually the Lexos car dealership building. You want to come over to this this medical garage over here, kind of in the center where all these containers are. What you want to do, you want to crawl under and into this little medical area. So what you got a shelf here. It can spawn some med supplies, and you have a little med bag, med box, med box. The next place that I would say is high priority to check in this area, you want to run all the way down here to this green container by the street. Med spawn on this barrel, med spawn on this bench. You have an actual med box to check. You can get lead X's on this bench as well as on the couch right here. And there's a little duffel bag for you to check. So the next area of high importance that you want to be checking is the Concordia 64 office building. What you want to do, you want to come into the office. You want to enter door 3. You want to run up the stairs till you get to the second floor. And you want to walk to this door right here, the 64 door. This is where you'll need your keys, the Concordia 64 apartment building key, as well as the Concordia 64 office room key. What you want to be checking in here, you don't want to be checking every room. Those two rooms don't really matter. Be walking in here, you want to check the couch, you want to check on the bed, the floor around the bed. There's some rare loot spawns, as well as right here, this little nightstand or whatever you want to call this. And then you want to check the office itself. So you go over here, you unlock this door, walk in, and you just check around here. You got a PC, you got tech spawns around here, as well as tech spawns around here. After looting the Concordia 64 office, you actually want to go down into the parking garage of the building that you were just in. It might take you a minute to find it, but what you want to do, you want to run and find this little forklift right here, and behind it will be a door with a red flare. This is where you'll need the Concordia 64 office security room, I think it's called, something like that. It'll be flashed on the screen for you guys. But you got a lot of weapon part spawns, as you can see just around here. You'll be checking safe, computer, or weapon part spawns, another computer. Just want to be checking all around here. You can get some pretty good weapon parts. As you can see, we got a really good mag there. So the next important area you want to be looting is the Chicana apartments. There are actually two entrances. You have this little hole in the wall from the Lexos car dealership side, and then you have a door on the back side that you can enter. When you come in on the southwest side of the building, you come to the stairs here. You want to be checking on the ground around here. Rare loot spawn in the corner right here, as well as just in this rubble. You want to be just moving around because there could be some rare loot hiding, as well as a little dead scav you could check. And you walk down here. You want to check inside this box. Some rare loot can spawn in that box. But what you want to do is you want to run down this way. You want to open door 6. And when you walk in door 6, you want to check this suitcase. Move your mouse around because you can get rare loot and stims in here. They just kind of hide. So you want to be checking inside that suitcase. And another thing to note, as you're walking around, anywhere that's a food spawn can spawn moonshine. So it doesn't hurt to just look around and double check things on the ground. Make sure there's not just moonshine somewhere, because as you know, moonshine is pricey. So just keep your eyes open. But as you're walking through, you got dead scav right here you can loot. PC right here you can loot. Rare loot spawn and spawn, and then rare loot spawn right here and here. Next, you just want to be checking all these counters, food and some rare loot, not a ton of rare loot, and then rare loot spawn right here on the table, right here, and in this box. So coming out of the bathroom, you want to work your way over to these stairs, open the door. As you can see, the kitchen that we came out of a little bit ago is right there. So come to these stairs, you walk down here. Rare loot spawn. Check inside the box right here. Rare loot spawn. On all these stairs, so it doesn't hurt to check. But what you want to do, you want to open this door, the 3rd story door. And this is where you get your graded key, I believe it's called. It should be flashed on the screen. Door 3 spawns unlocked. You want to check right here, the mattress, or whatever this is, sleeping bag. And then you want to check in here for rare loot and stims. Then your graded key comes into play for room 1, 2, and 4. So we're going to start with 4 here. What you want to be checking. You want to be checking the mattress right here. And then you want to come around. You want to check behind the mattress. As you can see, we got a stim, but you can also get rare loot. Right across from number 4, we're going to check number 2. You want to check this little bowl right here for rare loot and stims. Then you come back here. Loose loot and rare loot. Just check back here for it. And then you also want to make sure you're just eyeballing right here. Rare loot spawn in the rubble. As you can see, we got a Veritas guitar pick. Not too bad. Now we check room number 1. And this is, in my opinion, the best out of all of them just because there's more spawns. So you want to check the bed here. There's food spawns. You want to check the table. There's food spawns and rare loot. Dead scav here you can loot. Dead scav here you can loot. Food spawns right here on this table. And then you have your rare loot spawn over here in the back corner. Make your way out of room number 1. You want to open room number 5. Drop down the hole. Check the couch right here for loose loot. Take a right. You want to go down this way. Ignore this room. This room's not good. It's for a quest. I mean, there's some food. There's a food spawn there, so you can check it if you want. Like, just eyeball it. I wouldn't really worry about it though. You want to be looking at the couches and on the floor as you're walking up. Loose loot and food spawns. So as you know, that moonshine. You want to come down here to the right. You can actually get tech here on this washing machine and on the ground around here and on this box. So graphics card, any sort of tech like that. And making your way into this room, you got more food spawns around here. Food spawns and food spawns. Once you're done looting this part of the building, you're going to want to come over to where the floor kind of caved in. You want to crawl under, and you're going to want the stair landing key, I believe it's called. Should be flashed on your screen. This isn't a needed key, but it makes the loot run a lot faster. So what you do, you open this door, you unlock this door, and you are instantly back at where you started. It just makes it faster, so you know you don't have to run all the way back through the building. But you want to walk through this back door and kind of just follow around this direction. So, post-recording JoJo here, I realized as I left the apartment that I forgot to show you one of the rooms inside the apartment building. So, I'm going to show you it here. The room is the Chicana 15 apartment. The key is around 3 to 5 million rubles on the flea market, so pretty hefty price. But you do make a lot of rubles off the room as long as you're smart with it. To guarantee that you make some money off the room, you can actually come to this window here. You can jump on the box. You can jump on the box. And you can actually look through and see a decent... You can see about half of the rare spawns, half of the rare loot spawns from looking through this window. So as you can see there on the TV stand, this graphics card. So this would be an obvious open for me. Graphics card's like, what, 350k around at the time that I'm making this video. And actually, I just seen it right there. There's a Bitcoin on the ground right there as well. So that's why you look through this window. You want to try and ensure that you make as much money as possible. So if you don't see that many high ticket items, high money items, you could just skip it. So back to the loot run. You want to follow around until you get to this door right here. Actually changed my mind as I was walking up. We're going to go bottom up. What you want to be checking is, this is the actual post office area. You want to be checking on these shelves here. Med spawns around this dead scav. Dead scav you can loot. Duffel bag. Food spawn around on these tables that you can check. And you want to come around this way. Open this door. I'll make sure you got that ingrained. Keep your eyes out for moonshine. But you want to open this door on the left here. Little office. You want to come to where these... and you want to... check on the desk here. There's a rare loot spawn on the desk right here and there. Looting that office, then you want to come down over to this brown door. You want to head up the stairs. Right here on the little landing bay. Tech spawn right here and right here. Going into the second floor, you got a dead scav here. Make sure you're checking all these shelves and benches. Here we got a duffel bag, but you can get tech like graphics cards, stuff like that, and other just loose loot, a grenade box. But even if you don't get any big ticket items, all the small stuff adds up, so as long as you're picking it up, should be good. Toolbox right there. With the big money items, you want to jump behind the hole. You can also, you don't have to jump behind it, you can also just like run around on the edge of it. What you want to do is you want to come straight and then into the room on the right. Then you want to loot this little oven like here. You got 2 rare loot spawns. You got one in the oven and one on the ground right here. Here we got a Bitcoin and nothing there. Little loose loot spawn right there. Coming into this room. Another room you want to check. You want to check the ground right here. You can get some rare loot on the ground. You want to check in this book. You want to move your mouse around. Make sure there's nothing in there because loot tends to hide inside of the book. See, we got nothing. Rare loot and med spawn here. Or rare loot and stim, I should say. And then rare loot and stim spawn in this drawer. And then going into the room straight across. And on this chair right here, you got an intel spawn. Then you got food spawn, gun crate. As well as you come over here to this top balcony. Anyways, as I was saying, you want to come across the bridge. You want to use your Skybridge 46 to 48 key. Want to walk on in here. Come into this room on your left. And what you want to do, you got PC there to loot. Rare loot spawn on the chair. Rare loot spawn here. Rare loot spawn on the bed. And then rare loot spawn on this desk. So I have to record this secondhand again because I forgot to record it as I was recording the whole guide. But another place you want to come and check, this is just out one of the doors by the post office. You're going to come over here where this dead scav is. Dead scav you can loot, a duffel bag, as well as on the ground around him, you have a rare loot spawn. And then right here is a rare loot spawn. So the last little bonus area that you can check for loot. This isn't going to be crazy loot, but it's just some loot that I like to grab if I'm in the area. What you want to do, you want to come to this window or the other side, depending on what side of the building you're on. You want to come into this area, and there are these 2 doors here. But either way, you got med loot on the counters, tables, desks. So you want to be looking around for that in that room, as well as this room over here. Just some nice loose loot that you can throw on top of whatever you got, or grab if you spawn over here. Quick little bonus area to check. You want to come over here to the pub. It's to the west behind the post office. But what you want to do is you want to come to the inside the pub. I'll close this door. Right next to this little jukebox is the Skybridge 4648 key. It spawns here every raid, and it will be there no matter what unless somebody takes it. So we have the last little area to loot here. This is actually going to be a marked room in the factory area. You want to come to this little brick building. I say little, it's actually a big brick building. But you want to come to this brick building with the big old glass windows. And work your way up to the 2nd floor here. When you get to this hallway, you want to go to the right. It depends on what side you're coming in on. Here I'm going to be heading to the right. If you're on the other side, you want to go to the left. Then you want to come all the way down to where you find this little whiteboard that has tools on the wall, like the shovel and the crowbar and the buckets. You want to enter this doorway. You want to cross the bridge here. And you want to open this door right here. This is where you use your abandoned factory marked key. So here, what we got little Mark 17, Scar H. We got level 3 armor. That's not really worth it. Level 4 armor. That's not really worth it. Ace Val, little pistol here. Okay, so I didn't know this. I actually just found this out right here on this guide. You want to make sure you want to come and you want to mouse over the dirt pile because you can find some loot hiding inside the dirt pile. Here we got us a little keycard holder. So anyways, that's my loot guide for Streets of Tarkov. Those were the biggest and most important areas I would say you would want to check around the map every raid. So I hope this helps you guys, and good luck in your raids.